Hey everybody, this is Dr. Kevin again here with Balance and Body Restoration Physical Therapy. We are a physical therapy and massage clinic located in the East Bay of California in a town called Dublin. And today I have with me my wife Tweet, who is also our deep tissue and trigger point massage therapy specialist, and she's going to be helping us guide us through some of the exercises for today. So in today's video, we're going to be going over another very popular physical therapy exercise for back pain, which is known as the bridge. Now, the bridge is one of my personal favorite exercises since I believe that it can help strengthen your hips. It can help release tightness in the muscles in the front of your hip, known as the hip flexor. And it can also help reduce tightness in your back while also strengthening your core when it's done correctly. However, for a lot of patients that I see, when they've tried this exercise in the past, when they're kind of doing their own research, I feel that the exercise is not taught as correctly as it could be, which kind of just leaves a lot on the table in terms of helping you get as much benefit from the exercise. And again, sometimes I see when patients do it, it could actually make their problem worse because they're not really paying attention to the finer points of how to do the exercise correctly and safely. So I just want to take a couple minutes today just showing you how I believe the exercise should be done to just give you the best possible chance of helping you develop strength in your core, reduce pressure off of your back, and just help you have a much healthier spine in general. So I'm going to start by showing you some of the most common mistakes that we see that people make when doing the exercise, and then again show you what I believe is the best form that will give you the most success moving forward. So let's get right into the exercise. So again, the bridge is a very simple exercise that just starts with you lying on your back with your knees bent. So go ahead and just demonstrate a bridge for everybody. So, and all you need to do is just lift your hips up in the air while trying to keep your back as straight as possible. And go ahead and come back down. So, however, one of the more common mistakes that we see people make is, again, they're just not really focusing or putting concentration on what's happening through their back or what's happening through their core. And what ends up happening is they're just trying to go as high as they can, or they're just trying to do as many sets or repetitions as possible without really paying attention to what's actually going on in their core or in their back. So go ahead and demonstrate with your back arched. So yeah, the most common mistake that people make is that they're just using way too much of their back muscles through here and allowing their back to enter this hyperextended or overarched position. And they're not putting a lot of concentration or focus on some of the more important muscles of the exercise. So and come back down. And this can be very problematic for patients that are especially struggling with a lot of back pain or a lot of back tightness, because a lot of people are already stuck in this kind of overarched or overextended position where the back muscles are overworked and overused. And when done incorrectly, this can actually reinforce, and it could actually make the problem worse because we want to use this exercise as a means of undoing and reversing some of those patterns that we see problematic in patients that are struggling with constant back stiffness and back tightness. So how I would want you to do this exercise is just to focus your concentration and your effort on a couple of different things that you may not know about. So the first thing that I want you to do is, before you actually start to get into the bridge, is just to make sure your back is flat and safe and secure on the mat here. So if I were to try to slide my fingers underneath Twee's back here, I shouldn't be able to squeeze my fingers through. So what you need to do here is just to contract your abdominals and just flatten your spine into the mat as though you are not allowing any space to get through. What that's going to make sure is that you're not going to be prone to overusing or overextending using the muscles in your lower back, because those are the ones that we actually want to help you relax and reduce tension through, okay? And the second part of the exercise is to make sure that you are really emphasizing on lifting your hips through your glute muscles through here. Again, the most common mistake that we see people make is that they're lifting their hips by using their back. But what we want to do with this exercise is to teach you how to lift your hips from the muscles of your hips through here. So go ahead and demonstrate. So what Twee's going to do here is she's going to lift her hips up as high as she can in the air. But as you notice, this time her back is staying completely flat and it's not overarching through here. Okay? And once you get to the top of the exercise, what I want you to do is I want you to squeeze your glutes as tight as you can. And I also want you to just squeeze your abdominal muscles as tight as you can. And I want you to hold it for about 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and come back down very slowly. Okay? Why this version of the exercise is, I believe, so much more effective is because it's focusing on more important components known as the abdominal muscles and known as the glute muscles through here. A lot of patients, again, that are struggling with lower back problems is because their back muscles are overworked and over tight, and they don't know how to use their core muscles or glute muscles to balance those overworked back muscles. Go and do it one more time. But if you focus on keeping your abs tight, if you focus on really squeezing your glutes, especially at the top, what you may not be able to see here in this video is that her core muscles and her glute muscles start to shake and quiver like a leaf. So that means that she's getting a lot of recruitment, she's getting a lot of engagement, going to come back down, and she's just getting a lot of activation in those core and in those glute muscles, which again should be the goal of this exercise. So that's it for the bridge exercise. Hopefully you've learned a little bit about the form, and that hopefully that you can avoid making some more common mistakes that we see people make when doing this very effective exercise. So that's it for today's video, and hope to see you again next time. Take care.